Hello, gorgeous, and a warm welcome to Accepting the Path of an Empath. I'm Aline, your host. I'm a channel, I'm a guide, and I'm a mentor, and I love to see highly sensitive people and empaths of all walks of life flourish. In this episode, we're going to be talking about harnessing the beautiful energy of the new moon, and I will also be sharing with you some recent insights that I had with the blackout in Spain. So grab yourself a cup of tea, get yourself cozy, Cleo's ready, and let's dive in.
Welcome to Accepting, where I guide you to accept all aspects of your beautiful self, embrace your truth, and live your life that way.
Hello, gorgeous, and a warm welcome to Accepting. In this episode, we're going to be diving in how to harness that gorgeous lunar energy, this time with the new moon. Very appropriately, I have my gorgeous Cleo, my beautiful white cat on my lap. So all is present and correct, and let's dive in. So I mentioned before when we spoke about the full moon, about we have 3 days to work with that energy. It's the same with the new moon. We have 3 full days of the new moon to really get the most out of the heightened energy. And as we're recording, we are currently in the new moon, which is in Taurus. And we've had quite a time already. For those of you who don't know, we are based in Spain, and yesterday we had the blackouts. It's the only way I can describe it, from 12:30 until 5:20 this morning. We had no electricity, we had no communication, all mobile networks were down in my area and most of Spain. We had complete blackout. And it was so interesting because there are so many ways we can go with this. And it's very interesting. It happened in new moon. A new moon is all about new beginnings, resetting. And it felt like the whole country and all of Portugal reset as well with this beautiful new moon energy. And in the energy of Taurus, it's very much about self-worth. It's very much about personal wealth. And that really, for me, personal wealth all starts with really valuing ourselves. And it's that I would really like to speak about. So when we're in the new moon energy, we have those 3 days. Those first 3 days are potent. So if you miss on the first night of the new moon, you don't get your new moon intention is, fear not, my lovely. For those of you who are listening, Cleo is moving around. She's getting herself comfortable. Yeah, right, she's comfy again. And we should continue. So with the new moon, it's all about planting seeds. And it's all about nourishing those seeds that you've already planted as well. Because as we all know, you can't just sit on the sofa and make an intention and expect it to happen. It's making action steps towards those intentions. So what I would invite you to do with new moon energy is look at the new moon intentions that you've sent out so far and see where you are with those. In a judgment-free zone, just see where you are with those. Be grateful, because it's all about keeping that vibe high. Be grateful for all you have and all you've experienced as you're moving towards that goal, and see if there needs to be any little tweaks in there. So that is the first thing I would recommend. If you don't know what I'm talking about in terms of new moon intentions, etc., what I would like to say is it's a really beautiful time of really feeling into, okay, I'm really grateful for all of this that I have in my life at the moment. And what else would really work for me? What would really work for me? How am I feeling into my truth How am I feeling into the true, authentic, fabulous person I am? And what is going to help me to experience that more? It's all about being honest with yourself, my gorgeous. So the new moon is a very great time for, if you're in that space, for changing things up a little bit. So you could change your habits a little bit. You could, if you know, and you're massively honest with yourself, if you know that there's certain elements of your life where you're not necessarily doing the best that you could, and I say this with absolutely no judgment, it's so important that we don't judge ourselves, because behind every action there's going to be a reason. So if you have this beautiful notion of creating something and bringing it out to the world, and you've had it inside for so long, and every time you try to work on it something else happens, acknowledge that. Because before we can make any changes at all, my gorgeous, it's so important we accept where we are at the moment, and we take accountability for that. And I've been there, done that, bought the t-shirt. So it might not be as big as a huge creative project that you're working on. I'm going to come to other examples. This just felt really important to mention, because as so much is changing in the world, we are all very much changing. And as very sensitive people and highly intuitive empaths, there's a lot of downloading going on, and there is a lot of almost like ideas out of the blue that are actually and then you realize that they've been actually there for a little while, just under the surface, and they're coming up because you're in that space to listen. It might even be, this is so funny, I just found a moment ago, I was looking for something, a piece of technical equipment, and I found it was a report I did, I think when about 12 or 13, on a book. And the book is, well, basically it's disturbing. It's a disturbing book, and it's brilliantly written. And the comment from my teacher at the time is, this book sounds horrible. And I put underneath, because you can comment what the teacher says, I put, it's not horrible, it's disturbing. So even at 12 or 13, I was already, and I didn't realize I did this, I thought I was a shy little thing, I was already starting to speak up for myself and not just agree with everything. And this is the place that I like to come from. You do not have to agree with everything I say. This is so important, that you filter what you hear and you take little nuggets of what feels right for you. It's the same with absolutely everything. So, little aside there, so with the new moon energy, and if there's a beautiful creative project coming through, then I would suggest that, especially in this time with the year of the wood snake, if you're feeling just to dive in and start being creative just for the fun of it, wonderful. Just jump in and do that and create. If you are feeling, I have to go into this creative endeavor and the goal has to be this, and I have to have this, and this has to be this way, and this has to be this way, please stop. And remember why this creation is coming out, and remember the passion that you have for it. Because when we go, and this is downloading again, when we go into any kind of new project, any kind of creative project, the energy we bring to that is the energy that will be felt from everybody else. And if we're going in with I have to, I should, I must, that vibration is not the vibration that we wish for, expansiveness and beautiful creativity and passion, So I would really invite yourself to be really honest with yourself. If there's a creative project that's coming up that you wish to work on, where actually are you with that, with your belief of that project? Is it, I have to do this because it has to be out in a certain time? Is it, I have this beautiful creative project that I know everybody's going to love, and I know they're going to love it as much as I do, and I love it when I'm inside it. I love everything about it. I love creating it. I love nurturing it. I love feeling into it. I love playing. I love the childlike sense of fun. See the difference? So just be massively honest with yourself, my gorgeous, with any creative projects that's coming up as a new moon. I've just looked at my hands. For any of you who have noticed, and those of you who are listening, I have red dye on my hands, which is quite appropriate, talking about creativity, etc., so forth. So yes, I am. That's what that is. I just felt to say that, just in case anybody thinks, "What on earth is that?" So this is really interesting as well. It's showing up as we are, and not judging ourselves, and not taking ourselves so seriously. So with the new moon, it's a great time to, for freshness, for like a fresh lease of life, to put behind, walk away from self-judgment, walk away from lack of self-esteem, walk away from, oh, I couldn't possibly do that, or walk away from, well, everybody's going to think I'm an idiot if I step up and I start really following my passion. It's a great time to just leave all that behind and massively focus on, in this new moon energy, is positivity, is truth and authenticity. Because the more we're focusing on the truth of who we are, the more we're focusing on the truth of what we really desire in our lives, what's our soul's desire, what's calling us, then that is when we can really work and amplify that gorgeous new moon energy for these 3 days. So it's so important. And if you're feeling a little bit out of kilter, so many of us are, be really kind and gentle with yourself, and just do some gorgeous self-care nurturing, however that looks to you. As I said, you don't have to jump into everything. And if there's a project that's been coming up and you're in the mindset, oh, well, I should have done this by now, I should have done that by now, just take a step back and look after yourself. And then when you're ready to feel passionate and creative and be in that fabulous space, you'll know. Because, my gorgeous, it's really important you fill your cup up to be in that space, and you're not in a pushing, I have to get this done. And when we realize this, it's such a game changer. I've done a previous episode of about we all have our own rhythm, and it's recognizing your rhythm, my gorgeous. You might like to go 20,000 miles an hour. That might suit you. That doesn't suit me, for example. You might like to go, I don't know, 10,000 miles an hour. It's recognizing what is your rhythm and working with that, because we're not all the same. So with anything with the new moon, remember, it's going to amplify. So whatever you're focusing on, that new moon energy is going to start amplifying that. So it's a beautiful time to feel into. Spoken a lot about creative projects, that came up hugely, and it is very much because it's with that energy that we're in at the moment. We're going much more towards the divine feminine, and we're in the year of the wood snake, which is all about endings. So if there's something that's been holding you back from bringing this beautiful, gorgeous project, get my right teeth in, this gorgeous project out into the world, then, my gorgeous, it's time to end what is holding you back. And when you're in that space of, okay, now I'm ready to embrace this gorgeous project, and I'm ready to have my boundaries really healthy around this, I know this is something that's going to help so many people, or I know this is something that I'm going to love and enjoy just for me, or I know this is something I'm going to love and enjoy and just share with people who understand me. You don't have to share it with the world. You don't have to share it with anybody. So it's just feeling into what feels right for me creatively. And if you're not in that space, what's going to really help me nurture myself and balance myself and get myself into an expansive space. So when something comes through, when some gorgeous ideas come through, I'm ready. Okay, so that's really important as well. So if there's also something, so we've spoken about if there's something coming through for you to start, and we've spoken about you making sure that you're really, really caring for yourself and really looking after yourself as you go into that. And if you're not quite at that space, nurture yourself, my gorgeous. So then on the other side of that is something that we've been working on already, is something that we've put the intention out there already. Intention is huge. Intention is so, so big. And when we put something out there, as I mentioned a moment ago, if we put an intention out there and just sit on the sofa expecting it to happen, no, that's not going to work. When we have an intention, and it could be absolutely anything, because when we put an intention out there, it's the same with the full moon. The full moon, it takes 6 months for something to transpire. The new moon, it takes something for the new moon intentions take 6 months to transpire also. And this was taught by my fabulous spiritual mentor, Christos T. Perry. Him and Foster Perry are incredible, and I really invite you to look them up and find out all about them. So when we are in a space of, well, why hasn't that happened yet? I really felt that was going to happen. I was so sure when I made that intention that was exactly what was going to happen. That kind of energy being put out there is just going to bring it back to us, and it won't happen because our beliefs and our energy and our vibration is everything. So if we're in a state of, 3 months ago I put this intention out there and I did this and this, why hasn't it come up yet? And again, been there, done that, bought the t-shirt. It may be it's worth you having another look at what you put the intention out there, and does that feel actually right for you? And if it does feel right for you, have a little look at what action steps have you taken and how have you been showing up for that to become your reality. It already is your reality, my gorgeous. You just believe it and it happens. So when we're in an energy of, I'm going to nurture my intention, I'm continuing my action each day for this intention, that is when we get more opportunities. That is when we receive more synchronicities. That is when we meet people who are on our vibratory levels. Like, that's an amazing idea. How can I help you? It all happens that way. Or we receive insights and ideas because we're opening up to the experience and we're opening up to expansiveness. When we're in a state of, well, it's never going to work. If it hasn't worked in 3 months or 2 months, then what's the point? You may as well close that down and allow that to have been. Or you have a little moment to yourself where you're really, really honest and where can I change how I've been showing up? How can I change my attitude towards this? How can I change my action steps? Because another point is, if it's the theory of being insane. If we're doing the same thing over and over and over and over for years and years and years and expecting a different result, this is when there isn't going to be a different result. Let's just put it that way. This is when it's really important to go, right, okay, so I've worked with this, I've put my energy as much as I can into this, I felt into this, I then got slightly distracted, I then started feeling, well, it's never going to work for me. Now what I do is I'm going to change my vibration towards this. I'm going to be really honest, is this in the right moment and energy for me to continue with? Do I close this in the 9 year and I bring something else in, or do I change the way I've been showing up? So these are good journaling prompts as well to ask yourself, because it's great to have new intentions. It's great to feel into that expansive energy. It's also good to just have a little review, a little checkup of where are we with something at the moment, and how are we feeling about that at the moment? How are we honestly feeling about that at the moment? Not, yes, everything's wonderful, and yes, I'm showing up here, I'm showing up there, I'm doing everything that I'm guided to. And if we're just doing that in like an automatic pilot iambic pentameter, and we're listening to what somebody else told us will work, and we don't actually feel like that's going to work, if we're in that energy of listening to somebody else, or, you know, listening to a guru who has said, this is the only way you can do this is the only way this is work. Firstly, run for the hills. Gurus, listen to yourself, my gorgeous. What feels right for you in this moment? Because what feels right for me is not going to feel right for you. What feels right for somebody else is not going to feel right for somebody else. What feels right for you? And listen in a grounded, calm, centered space. So if you're feeling a little scattered, please don't start feeling into this. I'd really invite you, and there's various techniques in previous podcasts, I would really invite you to get yourself grounded and centered. Be outside under a tree with your notebook and a pen and feel into what is really going on with this situation, with these intentions that I've set. What is really, really going on? Do I need to close it? Is that the best for this? Or do I change it? What is best for me? Okay. So that's when you've got something coming up. You've got something that you've been working with, and being in that beautiful, expansive space with the new moon. Now, also, the new moon can be where we make positive changes, healthy changes in our lives. And that could be anything to do with diets. That could be drinking a little less, smoking a little less, whatever feels right for you, it could be that. And that's a great time to put that space in there. And we go in with positivity. Instead of saying, I stop smoking, I will never smoke again, we say, I manage my smoking, or I manage my alcohol consumption. Because when we're putting that not out there, universe doesn't hear no. The universe just hears this is happening. So the universe will hear, I am smoking, I am drinking alcohol. So it's really important how you phrase that. Words are everything, and we will go into that in another episode. So if there's something that's been coming up for you, perhaps go walking more, look after your general well-being. For me, for example, I've begun the perimenopause. So for me, it's very much looking after my mental and emotional and hormonal health at the moment. And it is so important to feel into what feels right for you, my gorgeous. And be really gentle with yourself. Oh, sorry, I just... She's still on my lap. You can't quite see her. She was falling asleep and I just did a little tap on her ear. Be really gentle with yourself. And I know my mantra is take care of yourself. Really, really take care of yourself. I mean, everything that's going on in the world, Spain and Portugal went down yesterday. All the electric went down. And there was absolutely no means of communication apart from going out your door and speaking to your neighbour, which was interesting if you don't really have neighbours very near to you. And when we're in a situation like that, it really makes us realise what's actually really important for me. For me, for example, yesterday, it was fabulous. Once, because we had a severe weather warning with wind, and as I didn't know what was going on, I just thought there'd been a power outage because of the wind. And so I said, I'll be on soon. And then somebody came into the garden and told me that their wife's cousin had seen the news and it was a cyber attack. Now, fortunately, I've been working with some beautiful vibratory energy rituals of balance and harmony and blessings. And so I was in a really calm space. If that had been me a few weeks ago, for example, when I was in the midst of understanding what was going on with myself hormonally, then I would have been probably the biggest conspiracy theorist in Spain. I'm probably in a bunker somewhere. So it's really important. It's really interesting. It was really interesting to me that I was really calm and grounded and centered about it. And it reminded me, we're in this new moon energy. So when we're calm and grounded and centered, that is when we make decisions from our hearts. That is when we are open to receiving more. That is when we are open to playing. That is when we are open to receiving more creative ideas. And when we're in a relaxed state, when we're in our parasympathetic state, that is when everything just flows. It's just everything flows. Synchronicities happen. We're in a gentle flow and it all feels very gorgeous. So I know I'm mentioning this quite a lot. It's so important what vibration you are in going into this new moon energy. So if you have never made a new moon intention before, it's really simple. You don't necessarily have to have candles and crystals and, all paraphernalia. It's your intention, my gorgeous. If you would like crystals, I love crystals. Absolutely be with crystals. If you would like candles, work with candles. Absolutely. I would invite you to work with candles if that feels right for you. If you prefer just having completely nothing around you, that's okay too. It's feeling into what feels right for me. Because that energy that you're holding, that vibration that you're holding, as you send that intention out, that is what is going out with that intention. So an intention can be absolutely anything. This is your life, my gorgeous. Remember that. And if your intention is to bring a creative project out, wonderful. If your intention is to be healthier, great. If you've never worked with intentions before, I would just start with something very gentle that feels really right for you. Don't try and go massive, huge, big, because you will probably scare yourself, my lovely, and end up not actually doing any action towards it at all. Just something really gentle. And feel into it now. What is there in my life at the moment that has been asking me to make a little gentle twist, a little gentle change that will really help me? Or what is something in my life that I would like to invite in that will really, really help me? So it doesn't necessarily have to be a change. It can also be really opening up to inviting something in as well. Because when we've been through the full moon, and I speak about this in the full moon episode, we have the first 3 days of the full moon, which is grateful for all we have and feeling into what else works for us and being really grateful for all those beautiful things that we have. And then the rest after those 3 days, we're releasing what doesn't serve us. So when we get to that moment of the new moon, we are a blank canvas. We are in a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful space of bringing in more, bringing in what really, really serves us. So that's why that vibration is so important. So if you're completely new to this, I would invite you to be in nature. It's always nature for me. Be in nature. Try, if you can, not to take your phone with you. If you can be in a garden, or you can be on a balcony in an apartment next to a tree, wherever. If you can't be outside, then perhaps you can connect with nature sounds, and you can have a plant near you, or even putting your hands under water. That's connecting with nature. So when you're in this space and when you're feeling really, really beautifully grounded, in a gentle, calm space, I would invite you to take pen to paper and ask yourself, what in my life, when I have more of, is going to serve me? I would ask yourself that. I would also ask yourself, what in my life would I like to invite in as something new to work with that will really serve me? And then once you have a little list with each, you're then going to go through and just choose one. You'll know which one it is. Whatever it is, you're going to work with that. It's just one intention to start with, my gorgeous. And I would invite you to write it down on a piece of paper. My intention for this new moon is to have. My intention for this new moon is to be. My intention for this new moon is to have perfect health. My intention for this new moon is to manage my emotional health. My intention for this new moon is to care for myself more. Starting gently, and you're going to know whatever it is. And what you can also do if you're struggling with finding what it is, another great way of doing this is if you put 3 groups down. You put health, wealth, and relationships, and choose out of those 3 which one is beaming at you. And then once you have health, wealth, or relationships, then you can write down some intentions underneath there, and your true intention will shine out at you. Okay? And once you have that, I would then invite you to get incense, get your candle, crystals if that feels right for you, and just be in that space and be with that new moon energy. And all you have to do is say, my intention is, just keep it really simple. Because when you keep it really simple, that's easier for the universe to take and work with. When we give a whole, and I speak from experience, when we give a whole kind of Iliad of what's going to help us, how it will show up, it's too confusing. And remember, we're putting it out there with trust, because we know the universe has our back. We know whatever higher self that you work with has your back. And we know that whatever way we show up in, if that is for our greatest good, that is going to come through. And we know if there is something better for us, that will come through as well. So it's being really open to however that shows up. And you may be very surprised how that shows up. So it's saying yes. It's saying and. It's allowing more experiences into our lives. Once you put that out there, and this is actually what happened to me 9 years ago, when I said I wanted to live my most authentic life, that night I fell on my backside, and so many things happened from then. My body went through a whole change. Everything changed. So what I'm saying is, keep it really, really, really simple. Really simple. Because for me to say, for one to say I want to live my most authentic life, that is so general. And whatever space you're in, there can be quite dramatic changes, which is what happened with me. It was relationship, it was work, it was health, it was all together. So choose something really gentle, and you can say as well with your intention, as I move towards this, as this move towards me, it is in a gentle way. I receive this in a gentle way. The universe has my back and helps me in a gentle way. I am always provided for. I am always supported. And thank you for that. So have that intention as well. And just know that whatever you're asking for, if that's the best for you, that's already with you. If there's something better, that's going to come through. All right? So I hope that helped you. If you have any questions at all, please do get in touch with me. I love to hear from you. If you would like my healthy boundary checklist for empaths, you can have a little look in the information, click on that, and that's yours immediately for free. You can also get my book, which is all about the 3 Fs, and that's a really, really beautiful one to have as well. You can also work one-to-one with me if you would like an Empower Hour, or if you would like an Akashic Channel session, because when I'm talking here, it's very, very general. I'm receiving messages in general, and I really hope that some of the messages that are coming through, because lots have come through today, are going to resonate with you, my gorgeous. And if they resonate with you and you would like to explore more, we can absolutely work together as a one-to-one. All right, so much love. Here's to your self-acceptance. You've got this, gorgeous. Oh.
Thank you so much for joining me for this episode of Accepting. Please do stay tuned for future episodes and also subscribe wherever you get your podcast. If there's anything at all that you'd like me to cover in future episodes, please get in touch and let me know. You can also follow me on Instagram at The Acceptance Coach and on TikTok at Solution Union 99. And if you'd like to have any coaching at all, or you would like to discuss this, do book an expansion call. For now, I'm your host, Aline, and to your self-acceptance, gorgeous, with so much love.